It's your boy Zappa, professional stage ninja, and welcome back to PlebPla. This is going to be another video where I'm not on camera as recording time does not allow for it. But what I wanted to talk about was a handful of logical kits that I don't see a reason why we don't have, other than the fact of, obscurity. But for these kinds of kits that I want to talk about, they've either been teased at, maybe happening. There's little to no logic why we don't have them when we have another form of them, or, they could make a lot of money. So, starting at the bottom of the list. I don't like numbers, but clearly there's numbers. Starting at the bottom is the most logical and likely most going to happen incredibly soon is the high-grade correct century capsule. Our green little friend piloted by So Shiheim and Michie, I don't remember her name, but she's also got one. Given the information of reading runners from the Momo capsule, some of the runners clearly say Kapurana, as opposed to the other half of the runners saying Momo capsule. So that is to say, coming soon, we should get the second high-grade correct century in the capsule. Which is to say that there are more kits that can come from that, which are likely to be P Bandai, and that would be Korin's capsule, the red one with the big hammery drilly mace that I would just love to have that with the kit too, and the high-grade Universal Century capsule. And I particularly say that one different because it is spelled and written differently. That way it's quite differentiated from the capsule and the capsule. Next up on our list is another kit that has been teased at, and Gundam Build Divers is quite to blame. You cannot show us a kit in your show that is based on a model that does not exist. The Desperado Gundam from episode 6 of Build Divers was claimed to be based upon the Tequila Gundam. There is not a high-grade Future Century Tequila Gundam in existence. There is a Mobile Suits in Action figurine, and with as much as people love the ridiculous stuff that comes out of G Gundam, why can't we get the Tequila? And in a more recent episode, I also caught the Zebra Gundam being blown away. Guys, don't tease us. Following up, we're going back to the ends of the Universal Century, where I think we could do with a lot more Victory Gundam, more so than just the V, the V-Dash, the V2, and the V2 AB. I would like a high-grade Universal Century Gedlav with the Einrad wheel. Just because it's goofy and it seems to be popular enough that it got its own DLC in Gundam Musou 2. I've been fighting a whole lot of those in Super Robot Wars Alpha Gaiden, so that seems to also be the grunt of choice. But at the same time, when you look at a marketing standpoint, there seems to be a lot of popular theory or popular packaging that goes with sets in the P Bandai catalog. I myself have the Barbados 1 through 6 set and a set of a gold and silver plated sumo. There's also sets for other, IBO factions, get 2 or 3 of this kind and get all the variants. So why not also a Gedlav set where you get 2 Gedlavs and then the Twin Red wheel? It prints money if you can get enough people to buy more Victory Gundam stuff. And I'm sure people will buy more Victory Gundam. Next up, we're returning to the Future Century. I would like to see either a high-grade Future Century Gundam Spiegel, or alternatively go the other direction and give us a Master Grade Nobel. Both of these kits exist in the opposite forms. A older, not sure if it's master grade, but I think it is, a 100 scale Spiegel, and then there are 2 high grade Nobels. So, in the spirit of more G Gundam, why not flip the script on those 2 and give us a larger Nobel and a smaller Spiegel? Again, G Gundam needs more, and I would like to see more than just the no-grade Devil Gundam as well. That would be a gloriously wonderful master grade, along the lines of the Deep Striker. And at the top of the list, if you expected us to go a special video with a list on it that didn't mention G-Savior, you're in the wrong video. I would like to see a G-Savior 02 G-Savior terrain mode with the hover equipment. As you see on screen here, the hover mode is very bland, very basic, and not all that different from the space mode. However, if you also give it the hover mode equipment, you're good to go. Secondarily, due to there being video games and so many kits from the Universal Century based on video game properties, why not the G3 Savior? Why not more G-Savior, period? There's plenty there to work with if you try. After all, it is canon. And a special request to getting the L booster for the Dantalian. There's no good reason why we don't have the other half of this mobile suit. But that's enough for me. What kind of logical high grade or master grade kits would you like to see that don't already exist yet? You know, those obscure things, it's like, it's this and a little bit more, so why not? Leave a comment in the section below and we'll have a nice dialogue about what kind of kits should be. Thank y'all for listening. Jig! Jig!